Hey, if you don't happen to know who I am, my name is Reese Liker and I'm the owner and founder of Define, and today we are going to learn about brow gel. Now this is something that is trending in 2024. It's definitely been a newer product, and so I've taken some time to test it, and in testing it, I've been like, okay, I see the hype and I understand why people absolutely love it. So here at Define, we carry Glow Skin Beauty's version of their brow gel, and the nice thing is it's clear, it's not tinted, and I kind of explain this in the next tutorial, but I like that it's clear because once you do more of a fluffy brow fill, which again you'll learn in the next tutorial, then you don't have to worry about buying a specific tint based on when you change your hair color, because if you're like me, you go to the salon and you're like, okay, I want to change my hair color up about every 3 to 4 months, and you don't want to have to buy a new color every time. So that's why I like clear. It gives you that versatility, and then you can kind of change your tint or your fill color when you do more of a fluffy brow. But this is the Glow Skin Beauty brow gel that we have, and here is the wand, and you can see all that gel on the applicator. So I wanted to show you guys how I use this when I don't fill it with a tint. So my eyebrows are honestly pretty strong naturally. This is great if you guys happen to have more, I would say, like dark brown to black hair naturally. Your brows are very coarse, very thick. You don't really even need to fill them in with any sort of color from the Essentials palette. That's where you can just use this, because sometimes it might make your brows appear a little bit softer. So following brow anatomy is how we are going to fluff them up. So remember that first 10 to 20% goes up, then everything is going to kind of angle to the side, going up towards the arch. So I'm just brushing it in the way that those hairs naturally grow, making sure I'm going from the base of those hairs upwards, because if I try to go from the middle, it's not going to fluff it as well. And then once you hit the tail, you're going to fluff it out. So up towards the arch, and you're going to fluff that tail out. So do notice you can kind of work with it for a little bit. You have some time before that gel dries. So if you have any areas where you're like, ooh, that kind of looks like a gap, or I don't love how that's sitting, you have some time to adjust it. And one thing you can do if you're like, oh, I feel like that looks like I got electrocuted based on my brows, is you can kind of take the top of the wand or the applicator, whatever you want to call it, and kind of clean up those edges so they're not as fluffy. But it depends on what your preference is, because sometimes I like mine fluffed up a little bit more, and I don't mind if my hairs look a little bit longer. My brow hairs, that is. So now I pretty much have this in place. I might tweak it just a little bit off camera. Sorry, my voice like jumped there and that sounded super odd. But you can see the difference in the one with brow gel versus the one without. This one I just brushed out so it looks like my brow normally is. And this one gives a little bit more volume to my face, and I feel like it really just enhances my brows. So I'm a huge fan of just doing brow gel and mascara even on a really light day. So I'll do this other brow really quickly as well so you guys can see. So up, then we're going to the side and angling upwards a little bit, giving it that fluff. And one thing a lot of people do wrong with brow gel is they actually try to go straight up, and that's where you end up getting that electrocuted look to your eyebrows, and that is absolutely not what we are going for. We just want them to look soft, we want them to look fluffy. This is a great tool if you happen to have naturally small brows, or you were a victim of over plucking in, I think it was the 90s, don't quote me if I'm wrong there, but the over plucking, then this is a great way to get them to look a little bit bigger and fluff them up. All right, so I'm just adjusting them as needed, and again I might tweak this off camera because I can see a little bit better off. But that is how to use brow gel. It's a really easy tool to just use like on the go, have in your purse. This is something I wear with mascara on days that I don't really wear makeup. So it's an awesome tool to have. Highly, highly recommend it. It's great for girls who are just learning makeup too. So if you have a teen, this is one that I would highly recommend getting to them. So thank you for joining me for today's tutorial, and I will see you in the next one.